I know. I was looking at the time. I was like, wait, she said 6:30, right? Oh my. Hey, FH. Good morning, man. I can build it with the muse. Hit the overnight low already. Wow. Hey, what's up? I'm assuming that's Igor, right? Igor, thanks for tuning in, brother. I'll be right back. We have one more engagement yet, I know. One more person talking outside of just you, that's true. I appreciate you, FH. See what they do with the overnight low here. The risk level here, at least for my report, shows that longs are underwater on the NQ below 530s, and then longs are underwater below 710s on overnight traders, at least, or NQ and ES. So I have them here on my chart, risk level 710, 530. That's 30%. Yeah, it is. And then below that we have the value areas, which I assume will try to be defended here at 90s, 97 through 94. That's where the real action, I would say, is for me. The gamma levels are loading right now. They're still not populated, so I'm waiting for to see what the gamma flip is. I saw last night it was going to be below price for the first time, so we might be in a positive gamma, but we'll see. Or above the flip, sorry, not positive gamma, above the flip. Huh? Oh, don't talk to me. The gamma levels are still loading. They're a little lag behind today. I should have finished already. Huh. Alright, we'll run our new report. Probably stuck somewhere. Your VA RTH is 92. I think I have the same. No, I have 700. But you use, but I think mine is volume though. That's the thing. Mine is a volume one. That's probably why they're different. Mine's a volume. What do you call it? Value area. All of them, including weekly and etc., etc. Nice time. Yeah. Oh, 25%. Okay. Well, thanks for sharing that one. Let's see where that lands. 25, 92 seems important. Because the monthly one is at 94, so they're pretty close. The monthly value area low. That's pretty close. I forget you do 25%. That's actually true as well. That's another reason why they'll be different. We're trading below the priority high right now in S&P. 710. Projecting so far. It's also the overnight low. The gamma levels are in. Let's see what we got. Gamma flips right at 30s. Is that right? No, it's not. Oh, it's still above price. Okay. What about on the NQ? Where's the flip at, bro? Look at the thing again. Flip is at 606. Above price. Okay. Yeah. No, we're still below flip on both. Or below flip, sorry. I use it for like references and how likely a strong trend is going to hold, or how likely is price going to do this. Stair step higher and higher and higher for the day, and not do this, so to speak. Like if you're above the flip, most times you have a clean trend day for a period of time, but when you're below it, you're more likely to have slips, big slips. You have a big move and then slip. And then it kind of trends in some direction and eventually mean reverts. But it's not very clean action. You kind of have to have like a trailing stop loss or just aggressive taking profits if you're in a position. For me, at least, the way I do it. But if it comes into a flip, it's pretty good to like if it trades into a flip, especially if you're above it, it's good for a failed breakdown setup most times. But if it holds below, consolidates underneath it, then it's good for a big flush. We're holding below value area low from last night. The flip. Friday high. See if they save it. NQ is kind of weak too. Much though. NQ is still holding the overnight low. Yeah. Yeah, be the failed breakdown again of the overnight low. Bye-bye. I'll get rid of them today. I'll get rid of them today. Damn balloons. Oh, you too. Bye. It's toxic. I agree. The 710s. 710s is that zone, it seems. You know, it's a PDL, it's an overnight low, it's a risk level. So above it, maybe pushes back to the 20s on the S&P. 24 to 30 with a gamma flip. No, it's not what the gamma flip is. 24 to 30, it's kind of where I saw some resistance yesterday. But below it, then, you know, I agree with you. It could put in a look above and fail down to 70s, 80s. But we'll see. I like the NQ here for a short on a pop. It's at the risk goal. A trend day. I know. That's part of being in that below flip, you know, kind of environment. Is that it just won't give you a trend. It's very, very mean. The actions. Very asshole. Like, I'm shorting here at the risk level. This is an area where sellers want to hold below. It's where view up is New York Open. Gonna hold it against that opening spike base up, and then we'll see if we get a slight scale down near the value area. This is more of a shorter term trade. I don't really think it has high continuation because it is the underlying strength asset compared to the S&P. I'm just looking for a level to level move on this one. A little bit back into that first standard deviation, and then we'll see if we can go back below the overnight low around here on the rest. The risk level on NQ typically is a good area of reference the last few sessions for in favor of trend or out of trend if it's down. If it's yesterday it was I think 375 on the NQ, and it held for below almost all session until it finally consolidated above it and rejected right here, or 378. And yesterday it rejected about a few times, 1, 2. And then near the end of the day, it held above it, the risk level. We're outside multi-day balance. Yeah, we're still imbalanced up like by a big amount. In order for us to even return a balance, which we haven't even tested yet, would be like 90s, 97. Oh, they squeezed. They got stopped out immediately on the NQ. My cost basis is 24 on this one. I'll kind of see what they do here near the 20s. Volume. Yeah, they squeezed me out hard on that one. So that 530 area, if it holds from above now, should be a good area for longs. Above the New York Open. There's a lot of delta, buy side delta on the S&P. Continuously just have been pressing, even on this little dip overnight during the low 710s. More volume than we've had in a while. I have to close this S&P one already. This is already looking like it's gonna ramp. Yeah, it's squeezing hard. $48.70s. Yeah, I have 44 through 50, and then yeah, like after that, I think I have the monthly POC, the current one, 75. Yeah, recover VAL. Yeah, so the VAL for the month, and then next up POC. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if that's where we end on Friday. What's today, Thursday? Yeah, Thursday. Then on Friday at the POC. If they hold the monthly value area, I wouldn't be surprised if that's where they hold. And they keep pushing. Some sellers hit the tape there. If NQ gets below that risk level again, 530s. Okay, sliced right below it. Flushed. You hit that little box. That little red box right there is like a supply level that's created by Sierra for me, which is why I wanted to see that aggregate trade. Boom. It comes back to the New York Open. I'll try it again on the NQ. On the short. 710's coming right up. See how it holds. Most of the sectors are green, so it's Mag 7 and chips are green. They're holding. Looks like chips might just be getting a pullback. Yeah, they're getting a pullback off the open. I think it gives me an ability to get short here again at the same price, 530s. I'll try it once more. Oh, big action here, another. Tape is very active today compared to any other day in the last few weeks. The only day we had something like this was like the first 30 minutes and then it died. It's like either earlier this week or last week. I don't remember what day it was. I don't think they're going to give me a fill. I'll have to chase it on the S&P. I was looking to see 530 straight on the S&P. I'm sorry, on the NQ. I wanted to get enter again at the same spot. But they're not going to give me the re-entry. Yeah, below entry. In a pretty violent area. I'm sure at some point this will subside and they'll show the true direction depending on which side holds. There's going to be some demand, I'm sure, somewhere between 90s and 700, and then supply between 20s and 30s, and everything in between will be a playground. Until one side gives up. Is that 530s? Not yet. Yeah, the Valeria low is gonna hold, I think. I definitely need to just probably close this trade because they haven't even revisited the monthly value. I would hope that at some point it got tested this morning, especially with this kind of whipsaw action. It's not good. Here's the NQ. It is above 30s. I do want to try it one more time, but I'll see if it fades below 30s. Because right now it just seems like a test of the PDH or the 10s to break higher. As long as we don't even test the value or low for the month, should continue to trend higher. The only problem is that if it does, if we do form a lot of balance or volume here, and we don't end up trading above, I'll just say 35s, or somewhere between there, they're more prone for a breakdown if we trade below the value again. But for now, it's uptrend, uppies, uppies. My stop loss is coming right up. There's some supply there. Keep trying to hold it below, but it's not much volume. So I assume I'm gonna get stopped on this one already. Where's the PDH on NQ? Huh. Oh, the PDL, it's gotta be somewhere up here. Oh, it's right there at the 42s. Never mind. It's M16. I think if you have the right, adjustment stop, good. It's taking me out right now here at 16 and 26s. Yeah, that was the 24s. This is definitely the area. Yeah, that area was a massive level for a few sessions back when we were trading higher. Here's the spike into the level. See if they spike into it. They're gonna squeeze. Oops. Here's 530s coming right up again. NQ is back below 530s, trying to a little move down to PDC or PDL. I'm sorry, PDH, the priority high on NQ. Hasn't tested it yet. See if it can come back into it, and then the overnight lows right below that. The 24 still seems to have some supply left in it. It's not much interest to buy it above it, as you can see. Like the delta coming into 24s on the S&P is very small. It seems like volume just tapered off as soon as we go higher. You see this here? Volume tapered into the 24s. So did the delta. They need more volume to squeeze, I think, to push higher, because there's no real active. It seems like when they pushed up, no real true activity continued, like initiative buying. I think they're relying on maybe stop losses to move higher, because the initiative buying didn't follow price. It continued buying. The momentum that they had at the 10s didn't continue past 24. At least right now, right? From what I saw on the tapes, but I added a little bit more on that area. See if where the fills are. Fine. NQ is about to come down here. See if we can. I'll just take a quick fill. And then the next is at the overnight low. So the 530 area is the reason I've been wanting a short. It's a risk level. It's been working pretty well on momentum trades for NQ. I'll take it. I'll scale here too, very tight. It's not much on terms of P&L on the S&P. I'm scalping it really, which is unfortunate, but that's kind of where I need to be because of the momentum for sell side is weak. And Q about to hit that area. We'll just take here at the PDH. This is where I expect a reaction. This is where I was targeting. Just wanted to see the PDH test on the NQ. We had a gap up and we hadn't tested the priority high. Pretty whack because I got stopped out early, literally top tick, and then I only made 58 bucks between the two trades I took on NQ. So pretty much offset my loss from earlier. I would have been a good gain had I not been top tick there. That's fine. I did add to the S&P short at 7, somewhere up here. You can see it on this chart. 722, let's just say. Keep things easy and round. A scale here at 10s, average is 17. I still have what, 3 lots? Yeah, as responsive, and the thing is, like, at least on this recent test, it had lack of initiative buying, right? So if you look at the delta plus a combination like the pace of the DOM, it just didn't have enough fuel to break past it right now. It doesn't mean it can't later. Just in that moment, I didn't see it, which is why I added to it. So it's not to say it can't break. It's just, you can see it on the candles too. They start to get really thin. And the DOM was just telling me like, just add to the short there. So I did, and then the NQ was breaking below that 530 spot, so that's the reason I also opted to add to it, because I figured if it broke below 530s, maybe have a momentum down to the priority high, which we did, and that's where I covered. I don't expect continuation lower on the NQ, but if it did, I'm probably going to regret selling that, which is fine. My expectation is always just the priority high overnight low area on the NQ for that trade. See if I can make this bigger. However this resolves, it's going to be a pretty large move because there's momentum on both edges. My eyes now just on the edges of this action. Funny when I exit a trade because candle goes thin, keeps going. Yeah, it sometimes works in the opposite. No, I don't. So it's just like sometimes if you that is the irony of it. That is the irony of it. It does happen. I'm not gonna deny that. That's very true. It just contextually, I think that's why I keep an eye on delta, the delta map that I have up there, because say for example, like in an instance where like this, if this is a different picture, right? So let's just say this was all instead of buying, let's just say it was all selling. But we were doing we were doing that same action where, so instead of that net buying that I just highlighted, I mean, where'd my chart go? What the heck? Here? Okay, so instead of this being buying, let's just say it was selling, right? And you're getting this like melt up or grind like action very slow. To me, that's very fucking good, because that's going to mean that all that selling is at some point, let's pretend this is red instead of blue. At some point, all that red cluster of selling is going to end up getting squeezed. It's a totally different narrative if you're talking about all the buy side and then you're getting a slow initiative buying into a supply area. That's different, right? It's the same movement, but the underlying volume underneath the move is different. They're not the same. So that leads to different outcomes. Does that make sense? So the outcomes are different based on what the cluster of positioning was it. So I use that context together, just kind of piece it together and try to figure out, you know, what's possible. But I do agree. Here's 530s again on NQ. Yeah, I broke 530s. Where are the chippies? Chips are still holding the gap. I'm just looking at SOX, the SOX at ETF. It's SOX right, yeah. And then on top of my head, somewhere up here, we have the sectors that are green and the ones that are red. 530 still holding from below. At 24, if it reclaims, is going to be massive. The 724s on the S&P. IB is not formed yet. We still have 20 minutes, so I'm gonna lay off the positioning here until IB settles. Not gonna add any more. I'll take the L if it stops me out and wait for the IB. That was good scale on my end on the NQ. That's where the expectation was. If we break down again, I'm willing to try it once more if it has momentum. For potential this time, if a continuation below PDH. I don't know if it has another potential to hold below. See, it's right there. Holding pretty decent. I kind of don't want to try because it feels like it'd be a trap this time around, but we'll give it a shot because its VWAP's right there too. All kind of scale around the same areas. The Valera low for the session, and then go from there. We'll see if it holds or not. It's still within that area. Yeah, it's been a while for sure. I agree. Is my concern here is this could be a trap this time around on the NQ. They're holding above now. Keep having Fed speakers today. You have some speakers. Goolsby saying biggest short run fear is the inflation isn't under control. You have Jackson Hole notes? When is Jackson Hole? You don't. I just sake of come back later and see what was right. Yeah, it might be the case. I mean, I see a scenario where honestly I can probably pile into the short if it starts to hold below this area. We've had a couple bounces. If you remember, you mentioned this before, and that's when I started to notice a pattern, Igor, is that most times like they will do multiple bounces until it finally just breaks down, right? That multiple bounce thing is happening right now, right at this 710 area. So we'll see how that works out, but like that multiple bounce thing, I think we might have either one more final bounce or this is the final dip into it if it comes below 710s. And in that situation, I'm open to even piling into the short there some more if that ends up happening. But as long as it holds, my assumption is I'm going to get stopped out until we break below 710s again. So my assumption is I'm wrong. I'm going to get stopped out on this trade. Just a matter of time. But if this starts to break below 710s and do that final bounce thing that you mentioned, I don't know if I'm not sure if you recall saying it. Like it was before it was on the VWAP that you mentioned it was doing it. Yeah, if full liquidity, buyer's gonna crack above. Yeah. At the same time, those 3 lower highs are full liquidity. Yeah, that's true. It could do both, right? It could technically like take out these highs and then do that final bounce too. Well, yeah. NQ's holding. Everything's lined up to go higher. Yeah, I agree. That's the tens. As long as those tens hold, that's the assumption is violent upside. I agree. If it breaks, violent downside. Yeah. Yeah, one way or the other, there's gonna be I would say a pretty violent leg in either direction, no matter which way this plays out. Time to walk the dog. Fuck. It's that time, huh? Ah, that's not a good sign for me. It's funny. Hey, thanks, man. Long? No, no, no. I'm not long anywhere. I'm short. Not long anywhere. Short three at short three average now on 17 on the S&P, and then short on NQ at I would assume 530s. I can't really see. So my assumption is I'll get stopped out because this is holding a 710s pretty well. Like Toxie said, like if 710s hold, this should go higher. If it breaks below, then we can assume lower from there. Have you ever thought maybe a big long is now depending on your position? So join us. And Q is getting a squeezy print here, looking for that stop loss above first standard deviation. See how it does here. Above this should get momentum. I need some caffeine. Thought you guys he was long. No, no, I'm short. So I'm both. Whoa. Yeah, the simplest trade was follow the trend. I'm gonna get squeezed out here on the NQ shortly. The value or high is right where I'm at. I need to get above it. They're gonna squeeze out, bro. The value or high shifted a little bit closer to my stop, so I have to move it a little higher. So I'll pile into the short if we start to break below and hold underneath that PDH. Have you checked the charts? Oh, from the past few sessions? I mean, if we simply reference just the higher time frame, you know, it's obviously, I think we talked about this quarterly profiles. It's to the upside, you know. Even though we've been having like a grind down move, there's still been upside prints in between. We did have 4 days of balance. 4 or 3 days, I don't remember how many. Yeah, 100. Yeah, they can move hundreds of points down, still just a pullback. Yeah. Ah, there you go. Ooh, self-decline. Yeah, this is gonna squeeze me out, bro. Now they've consolidated now above VWAP. They're not even pulling back anymore. It's just holding. There's some activity that pops in here and there on the sell side, but it's cooked, bro. I'm gonna get squeezed out on both right shortly. You can tell by the way it's consolidating here, right above VWAP after multiple failed attempts below. Well, we tried. Here's a little pop here on NQ. On the higher time frame, they did a decent job holding that value. I was a little more hopeful for a full-on test of this area, but I guess I'll have to wait. I thought we'd get a full test of the value area at some point today. And that's where my true kind of outlook would come in, you know, my perspective on whether or not this is a true gap up or not. But I guess the priority high was just enough for the S&P or for today. Priority high was enough of a reference. All-time high one. Boom, boom. Ugh. Eat myself in. The music. No, we've been a shit. Took those lower highs and they can't break. Yeah, possibly, yeah. I do agree. We'll see what they end up doing. I mean, honestly, like I feel like they're just kicking the can here to the IB sets. Because it's like, what, 7 minutes away now? They're just kicking the can. Oh, this is one of those IB moments where I feel like if they break the IB going into IB, the initial, when it gets formed, like it just ends up being like a fucking continuation for the rest of the day. That's my assumption is what might happen here. Look, see, there's my stop coming in to play. Like, it seems like one of those situations where they form the IB and then they break it and continue and never look back. You know? We'll see. We'll see. There's a lot of volume that just kicked in and when just it was a stops or what? It looked like it was going. The hell? It's all context. You have to roll with the price action. If it goes back above and holds, then, you know, the probability of it failing is now incorrect. It's all contextual and you just flow with price as it moves. It's not always a 100% guarantee that if it breaks below and holds underneath VAH that it'll continue going back lower. I don't have any stats on that, so you just have to roll with it with the context of how price is developing around that value. Like the absorption, yeah. Yeah, I don't know what it was. There's a lot of positive delta, assuming some stops. When we were just kids, nothing at all. Talk about the life they lived. On. I don't want to be a part of a stop run, but it seems like I might have to be a part of one. It certainly just looks like they're gonna have to squeeze past all. If there is delta there, they just squeezed out. They're gonna go for more. It's fine. I'm not gonna move my stop. Whatever. Let them do their thing. I'll get fucked here if I get stopped. It's fine. I'll accept it. But it certainly seems like they're gonna do a flare up. Like they're just gonna, like, you know, take some stops and then I don't know. Whatever they do after is fine. This looks like they're this kind of action. It looks like it always ends. Not always. Most times it ends with push, like a parabolic push out of here. The way this is melting up into a high. They all most times I've noticed they're gonna squeeze past all of it. Probably hit the call wall or something. I don't know. That's just how this resolves most times when they do this melting thing. They do it on the opposite direction too. If you look at yesterday's action at the 80s, they did that melting thing and it came down to 70 and came back and held. There's my stops on everything. Look the hell. California. I'm from California. There's my stop on everything. They stopped me out on both simultaneously, so that's very telling. Oops. Someone else tried. This is not done yet, dude. It still can keep going. One minute candle. Yeah. Still momentum is kind of slow, but I think as long as 24s hold, we should melt up. Now their momentum's coming in with the sell side print there. Ah, come on. Are you fucking kidding me? I'm not gonna do it on NQ. I'll wait and see if they hold below 24s. We'll try it again. It'd just be a trap to go higher. I wouldn't assume. I can't even consider a short anymore until they break that structure. I think that's gonna be the best bet. Because this could just be a retest of the highs from this morning to go higher. What's the IB is set. Da, 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 da. Wait, why are my fills not showing up? Got my eyes on anything? I mean, if it fails here at 24s, I'm open, but I'm gonna be more. No, I'm not gonna be aggressive here. I think just like break of 710s. That's it. That's gonna be the only area. If it breaks down to 710s, but other than that, no. I think the probability of breaking down the 710s is pretty low. I wasn't even sure here. I'm just gonna watch. I don't really have my eye on anything per se. This is more of a continuation probably gonna happen here. Because like, what's the probability of like, if we look at this 4-hour candle here, what's the probability of this wicking all the way down and then selling off? Like, that candle combination or visual is very rare. You don't really get stuff like that. Like, this is a 4-hour candle that's gonna end at what, in 3 hours? And what is the probability of this candle becoming one large ass fucking wick to test down and break? It's very rare. It's more likely to happen on the second half of the day when the new 4-hour print. So for now, it's like, it makes no sense just from like a theoretical standpoint to see this 4-hour candle just make a huge wick down. So probably nothing. Just watch. Holding up here. It's possible. It's possible. Yeah. I think IQ has a higher chance of failing than the S&P, but probably nothing. I got top tick twice on the NQ today. Right here at the open, and then again right here, right just now. Fuck. My stops are too tight today. NQ buy unfair high was a lot cleaner than the S. Oh. There's a clear divergence here between the S&P and NQ. I think it's because chips are pulling back a little bit, but not by much. Yeah, I have a bracket for all four. Let me look up and show you what I got. I got 4 monitors, so let me show you what I have more or less. I can take a picture. Let me see. Yeah, let me show you a picture. Yeah, it's 4 monitors with a bracket. It's like an arm, I guess. I don't know. If I show you a picture, I guess it'll. Email it to myself. Hip hop has saved me. And then Let's see if I can find amounts. Oh yeah, I'll send it right now. Like this one. It's pretty much this one. I don't know if this is exactly the same one, actually. It looks like it is this one right here. This is the one I have, because it has arms on each one to extend and push out for the other two. Let me see my picture. Here's my so I have like this screen over here, the DOM, a few other charts, the light, the chat's up there, deltas above. This is the screen you guys see. And then this is where I have the Substack thing. I have Google searching the monitor thing. Then volume profile, and then two smaller charts, ZYM and what else. And then whatever's green and red on the day. Thinkorswim. That's too much zoomed in. And then my Celsius and my water. And then some things my wife has given me. They're pretty cute. It says, thank you for all you do. And then, yeah, just notes she's written for me. And then my books. Pretty simple setup. I don't really have much on here. Just the monitors, my couple books here. This one that's pretty good, actually. Talking about books, it's this one called I think I've talked about it before. The Daily Trading Coach. It's pretty good for psychology. NQs again, the divergence is certainly playing out. The NQ is really weak here, coming down again. Oh, you're just lined up? Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't know how much. I forgot where I got. I'm pretty sure I got it somewhere. Best Buy or Amazon, the monitor stand. I already had the monitors before, but the stand I got at the desk. No, it helps kind of piece things together. I do wish I had one. I feel like this is always the problem. I wish I had one more monitor. I feel like no matter how many you get, you're gonna be like, I wish I had just one more, because you're just gonna fill it up with clutter and shit. But I wish I had one more, just designated for like Substack and YouTube and stuff like that, because like I feel like I'm like compromising some of my screen space for it, which is fine, I guess. But yeah. $60 monitors? Is the guy who scalps? I think so. I still don't get what that guy does. If it's the guy that's on My Funded Futures TV, like, I still don't get what that guy does. Like, a bunch of divergences, but it gives me whiplash. Alright, guys. Alright, guys. There's your 15 points. There's your 15 points, guys. I called it. 15 points. It's like one rotation on the NASDAQ. Yes, yes. Someone, an employee, said him to press the buy and sell. Yes, yes. That's the guy. I don't know if he smokes, so I've never seen him smoke. I've never watched him long enough to know if he does that. I just saw him for like 10 minutes, probably less. And I was like, what is this shit? Like, what the fuck is going on? Alright, guys. There's the divergence. There's your 10 points. There's your 10 points. I find it hilarious. I'm like, what the fuck is 10 points on the NASDAQ? I can fucking sneeze and move 10 points. How do you call 10 points? That makes no sense. That's like 2 points on the S&P. I don't know. That has to dig into. He's a crazy guy. I don't know what he does, honestly. I don't have much context on him at all. I just have 10 minutes of watching it, and that was it. And I was so confused. I got the vibe that someone was pressing the buttons for him because I didn't see him do it. I didn't see him do it. Yankee is coming back into this area now. I'm not sure what it wants to do here, but again, I mentioned earlier that the chips are getting a little bit of a clean break lower. It's not to say it's bearish. It's just a rotation lower, and I think that some of the pullback we're seeing on the Nasdaq has to do with the chips getting some movement. 530s is that risk level I want to see it hold below, but I can see this pulling back quite a bit on the Nasdaq. I'm open to taking that NQ trade. S&P so far looks like a failed breakout of the IB high. But structurally it looks pretty good. Intraday doesn't look like anything ugly here. Because I don't NQ S&P I don't see like a failed move lower right now. Potential. So this could be a long probably on the NQ instead of a short at the risk area. For a continuation. NQ is holding. No, I'm still sitting because I'm in the camp of anything can happen at any time. So we'll see what happens. I'll give it an hour or so before I just kind of head out. Where's Boeing at? I always look at this stock. I like the stock. Boeing is red today, of course. NQ's coming down. There's some selling here, but it's not noteworthy. It's just passive, it seems. Nothing active. It could fuel a leg higher. That's the only thing. Is that the 20s is where you want to see S&P hold above 24s. And that's the level at least I have annotated. 24 is where point of control is. Ugh. Like a Fed hammock says, now is the time to act on raising interest rates. So it seems like there's some Fed speakers today. As Jackson Hole conference kicks off, 2 Fed officials warm about Fed. Oh, there's Jackson Hole today? What the heck? Is it today? Reserve ongoing concerns about U.S. inflation. Oh yeah, gathered in Jackson Hole. Oh, okay. Let's check it out. So it looks like there's a Jackson Hole meet today. Okay. See what Warsh is doing, but if there's anything, if there's a day where anything can happen, it's today. Today. Nice. See, yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4. Your monitors are nice. They're larger. Hey, I like some warm lighting. It looks very cozy here, man. You got a book there too. Okay. Very nice. The book you have, is that Bookmap? It looks like Bookmap, but I don't think it is, right? Very nice. I like. Looks very clean. So there's a Fed Boosby. There's apparently some speakers today. Attached to wall. That makes sense too. That wall mount one. It's probably safer too. The thank you area was a long. That 530 area pullback was more of a long than a short. You. The 24 area. This 24 area, the S&P is gonna be interesting area. Coming into tomorrow, if we hold and close above it, it's definitely gonna be a clean area to reference into tomorrow for continuation. Dark way to add oil experts through formulas restoring 70. Oh. And then 710 is the next level down. Let's reference that. Oh, it's already there. Okay, cool. This 710 area will be key into tomorrow as well, in case we pull back a little deeper. The squeeze risk was above 710s. Man, why didn't I even use that as a reference today? What was I thinking? This morning's squeeze risk was at ultra wide 4K. Yeah. Yeah, they look very clean. Squeeze risk. Yeah, I mean, look at this. I don't know why I didn't pay attention to this today. I even had the level annotated on my chart. The short squeeze risk. Let's try below price competitor 707, 712. A hold above 712 keeps the squeeze risk building. Short cover and have the fuel move up. It close back below 707, lets them off the hook. So 707 below. On the S&P was a squeeze risk, and then below 707 was the failure. I messed up. Do you trade full time? No, I don't. I have a full-time job, and then I have we have rental properties too. I have a few sources of income. I wouldn't say it's full-time. I mean, I guess the amount of time I spend trading and committed to the newsletter and everything, I mean, I guess the question is, what is full-time? Like, relying it as a sole source of income, or is it being the main source of income, or is it like, because the question, like, is always multifaceted for me, because like I spend a lot of time trading, from the newsletter to the reports to the building of the software I made to trading live, being involved through the market throughout the session almost every day. Like, is it time aspect or an income aspect question? Because that's like hard to answer. Because I when people ask why I do full time, it's hard to answer that. Like, what do I do full time? I don't know. I don't know. It's a hard question to answer. Yeah. So that's the thing, is like, that question I find difficult, because like if someone's asking, well, how many hours, if you're going off of time, I spend 40 plus hours probably a week trading, which is, what is it called, like full-time employment. But for me, it's like, the bulk of your income, where does it come from? Maybe is the question. I don't know. It varies. So to answer the question, just simply just say no. I just say no. That was full-time forex. I was buying for. Yeah, you're doing other things, right? See, like, it's not, you're never just gonna have one income. So it's always hard, that question, to answer. At least for me, like, I just want to be, as close to the truth as possible, but it has to be contextually, like, based on the question I'm being asked. The context of that person asking, like, what do you mean by that? Because I personally don't think that any full-time trader has one source of income, or quote unquote full-time, right? Let's just say that. It's just hard to believe that. I think you just got rejected there. Way too hard for that. 100% agree. Because that would be way too hard for that. Yeah, that's what I try. Because there's people that come on here and say, I want to be a full-time trader, and I'm like, all for it. But at the same time, like, you got to make sure you have another source of income. You got to have other sources. Like, it doesn't matter what it is. Find another one. Because it is stressful on the head, 100%. Welcome back, sir. What'd you go do? Get some coffee? NQ, it looks like it's just consolidating the chip rally. Kids came back, say hi, alright. Wait. Whipping out my bald head. It's funny. It's just a performance sport, and performance sports are stressful because of that same barometer, the performance aspect, So I don't disagree. A performance aspect is really tough on the mind. And layering on, like, financial stress on top of that is it only makes it worse. Like a passive seller right at the call wall. 36. Yeah, he's right at the call wall. There's a few more above, but the seller just sitting there. They're gonna meet him. Yankee hasn't broken the IB high yet. Dude, someone just stacked 200 lots right below the bid right now. And then they just spoofed? The fuck? Oh, well, yeah, well, that's great, man. Congrats. The, on the depth of market, on the, I have the, oh, what did I do? Is it? The heck, I can't. It's not going on my screen? The hell? I have a DOM with the MBO orders, and it was like I saw two individual 100 lots come in right at the bid and then just disappear. That order get filled or just spoof? It was 600 lots. I didn't see them fill. Yeah, he just disappeared. The hell? This is the part of the problem with like trading, assuming, you know, that size matters when it's sitting at a bid or an offer. I think they're just luring prices in for whatever reason they need it there. Oh, he got filled in? That 100 lot? Oh, okay. I don't have a map like that, so I don't see it filled. Yeah, it just showed up like out of nowhere, and then it just disappeared. I thought it didn't get filled. Oh, remove right just before it was touched? Oh. See, I saw it flash and then disappear. I didn't see the center column. I didn't see a fill for 200 lots, so your map is showing where the limit order was and it just disappeared. I thought for some reason the bubble mandate was executed or filled. Oh, there you go. You have a wheel, right? That's great. See the lighter blue disappears right before the dip area. Yeah. Ugh. Excuse me. $76. The burgers. Oh, okay, that's what it looks like. Oh, gotcha. What is that bookmap or what are you using? It looks very clean, I will say. I don't know if it's your monitor or if it's a combination of the software and your monitor. Yeah, monthly from scratch. Yeah, I mean it's a cheap way as well to leverage, you know? Cheap way to leverage or to learn. learn. You know, if you're introduced to trading in general, you know, it's not a bad way to learn. It's a cheap way to learn. IQ couldn't quite break that IPI. Oh, it came close. What happened, NQ? Heat map on motive wave, nice. It makes lots of money. Yeah, yeah. I mean, there's like a I agree. There's like a what do you call it? There's a wheel there that you can spin up. You know, using that kind of approach. But the problem, like, I guess it just depends, right? Choose your frustration. Is it what it'll come down to? Yeah, your DOM looks nice. It has a nice delta column too. I never use motive wave. It looks pretty clean. I like it. Yeah, it's very nice heat map. It looks like the resting bids you can see clearly, and so can the offers. Very clean. I like it. I like the colors. They pop really well. Like mine, I have a small one. I don't really have a large one like that because I don't put too much emphasis on it. But I have a very small one here. I don't really look at the colors, but I do need to adjust the highlight because it highlights everything. Not always. There's times where it's very dark and there's only a few lots showing where listing order, but there's a lot of liquidity right now. I don't really have a large one on my screen. You got a template for that? No way. I like it too. Motive Wave is quite cheap, but now I have to for free. Oh no way, that's sick. I didn't know they offered Motive Wave with Lucid. Yeah, that's what I was gonna jump into, is that there's like choose your frustration, because some, I don't know of all firms, I can't speak on all of them. Some of them will not allow you to continue to trade with them if you are doing well. They will ban you from buying. They won't even tell you they ban you, but I'm sure it's in their terms of service, I'm sure. But they won't allow you to buy more accounts if you perform well. So they'll limit the amount of the accounts you buy, or just not let you buy any at all. I ran into that with a couple firms where they won't let me buy any. Like I can buy some, but they're the trailing drawdown ones, like, or the end of day $500 loss limit thing. No, I'm saying in terms of like allowing me to buy any in general. Like I can't buy any. Like I'm blacklisted. And it's only one firm for sure confirmed, and it's fine, you know, it's not personal. But the point is that it's a great way to do it. If you scale and you know, vertically milk those prop firms, you have a system, discipline, like FH was saying, it's great. But I think the value that I think I'm starting to see is like just get a decent sized account, personal, and just grow it. Yeah, there you go. And you know, fund my own amp. Yeah, just fun at some point, you know, once you've done that milestone, milked enough, just grow the account, your own personal one, and scale from there. But I agree, like if this is easy leverage and it's like low hanging fruit, like FH was saying, to take the money from the firms, it's a no-brainer. You know, in the interim, you fund the personal account and just grow it, and then go from there after. It's like a multifaceted approach between the two. Sent it an email. Thanks. Let's see. A book map. Okay. Let's see, let's open it. Open chart book. Folder. Downloads. It's downloading. Shoot, I can't. Oh, this is for. Let me change the symbol. Where's the Oh, there's also a time and sales. Nice. Wait, this is showing. Oh, yes. It looks like I may need to adjust Oh, okay. Oh, not bad. Wow, what's these two columns? It's a DOM here too. Very pretty. I'll change the color scheme to fit my layout, but very nice. Thanks. Interesting. All right, we'll look at this later. Thanks for sharing that. Oops. There we go. Thanks. It's a VP. Okay. I saw I had a CVD at the bottom too. AMP offers Quant Tower for free, and there is no activity fee as long as the account is $100. You pay for your data. Yeah. Yeah, AMP. I've never used Quant Tower. I've seen some good videos and reviews on it. And then apparently ATAS as well is very good. I'm pretty sure ATAS you have to pay for though. I don't think it's provided. It has hiccups, but customer service is easy. Oh, okay. For Quant Tower? Give me it back. I'll be right back. Quant Tower on the way. Yeah, it looks like once all that morning volatility subsided, the melt up, there it is. You know, I mean, I don't know what's going on in UK. I'm a little ignorant, I guess. But what I will say is this: I had a guy from Germany. He would watch the stream about a year ago, I think. Really nice guy. And he said that he wouldn't visit the US because he was scared of getting shot. So, how does this tie in, right? Sometimes the media manipulates shit and or stretches the truth maybe too much, or paints it in a certain way where there's a bit of exaggeration. So I don't know what's going on in the UK. Maybe you guys can shed some light on that. But what I will say is, I feel like a lot of foreign countries, they maybe even the news here, I don't watch the news here, they paint a certain picture about other countries that isn't fully true, right? Because this guy was telling me he's from Germany, and he said he wouldn't come to the US because he's afraid of getting shot. And in my mind, I'm like, what? Like, what the fuck? Like, it's not that he's wrong for thinking that. I can understand how the media might have made him believe that. But in my mind, I'm like, bro, I've never even come close being shot. And I've been here 30, well, I mean, I'm not going to say 30 years because I'm 30 years old, but like, let's just say 20 since I was 10. And I was roaming around, you know, roaming around my town and stuff. And I visited a lot of the cities in the country, a lot of the metro cities, the bigger cities. I've never felt like I was going to get shot. So I don't know, man. It's just like, I would just kind of challenge the idea of, you know, saying the UK is, whatever's going on in the UK, you won't go there because of whatever it may be. I have no idea what is even going on, to be honest. Outside of media, gotcha. Yeah. I met this guy in Switzerland, and he was raised there, born there when I went last year. And he said he loved California. He said he would like to live in California. I was like kind of perplexed by that because I was in love with Switzerland. I was like, this place is amazing, you know, I would live here. And you know, he had a different outlook. I met some guy in Switzerland too who lived in Switzerland, but he said he would rather live in Norway. I was kind of intrigued by that. But I don't know. I've met people, I've talked to people who get a little paranoid from the media and stuff. Not saying, you know, yourself is at all. Saying the media has a high chance of exaggerating truth. 624 order spoof at 4-3s. I don't see them. Huh. I don't have it on my book. Oh, wait, is it on this? Oh yeah, it's there. Never mind, at 4-3s. For some reason, it's not on my DOM, but it is on the heat map. Yeah. But I don't know, I see it. Look, it's right here. There's right there 738 and 251. But this is consolidated too, so it could be a couple orders. I have a setting where it consolidates a couple orders. It consolidates 2 ticks. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if it melts into 750s. 747, 750, that's a prior week value or high. So it went from value area low to value area high from last week. From 680 to 747, just about. If it holds 47s, my only assumption is we go to 775. It's the monthly value PLC. I don't know if it does it today, but certainly an area into tomorrow. We close half here. Well, that's a beautiful long from 716, 741. Yeah, this one time framed up. Look at this. We got all the 15-minute prints. Well, I was wrong to even try a short today. Yeah, the long was the overnight low and PDH reclaim. And then just let it trail and ride. Like 710 to 712 to 722, and then trail IB high, and then here overnight. So overnight low failed breakdown, trail at VWAP, or scale at VWAP, scale at IB high, scale at overnight high. Probably would have been the targets, or maybe the call wall. I probably would have scaled there. Just kind of looking at like, had I not been short biased off the open, where I would have done or wanted to do, because the edge log here was long biased, overnight low failed breakdown was the setup. Yeah, it's true. Causes division. And even think about it, it creates division even like from a country to country basis when they make you feel like another country's unsafe, or you don't agree with their policies or whatever it may be. When in reality, like a country's policies are not a citizen's view most times. I'm gonna go market. Bye. All right, man. Well, thanks for being here. That was fun. I might be here for another half hour, so I'll see you if you come back. Poland? I heard great things about Poland too. Yeah. Good country, really? No way. Should go visit. Oh, I've never been. You're ready to move there? No way. You know, it's interesting. Like they had such a dark history post World War II because of all the because of the whole Germany, and they just love their people and care. I think maybe I don't know if some of that might have come after that, all that hardship they went through post World War II. Ones that move here are good people too. No way. Right? Like they had some pretty severe hardship, and within the last generation too. I think that plays a role. Yeah, sometimes, you know, when you have like such strong events in a country, they really bond the country in a good way. Yeah, and yeah, post World War. I'll try momentum short here. Did I not get filled? Oh wow, am I not getting filled on these? I might have gotten filled, we'll see. There's no way I didn't get filled, right? What the fuck? Oh, I guess we'll see. I can't tell if I got filled or not. I start to cancel my orders and it'll tell me, I guess. I don't know. So weird. Things like lagging or something. I don't know what's going on. It's not showing I got filled, but my orders are right there. How weird. Ugh. I don't know what's going on. I don't know. I can't tell. I don't know why it's lagging like this. Let's see. What if I disconnect, reconnect? Okay. No fill, I guess. I don't know. Super strange. Yeah, no fill. Okay. That's so weird. Quite a bit of selling hitting. Probably just stop losses getting hit late day. Is it still not going to fill me? This is so weird. I'm not getting filled on any of the orders. Alright, that might be a good thing, I guess. I've never had this happen. Alright, I guess I'll try it on ES then. ES is doing it too? What the hell's going on? Yeah, the orders aren't being pushed through Rhythmic side. I don't know if it's a Sierra thing or... the hell? I don't know. That sucks. I can't fill any orders. I don't know why. And I'm not going to practice again. Keep doing this in case it causes a problem. But... I've never had this happen. I can't. I'm putting orders in and they're not getting filled. To enter a market sell. Like I have a sell order here at market. It didn't get filled, and then NQ I put a few in here right at the little where the blue horizontal lines on top right. But none of them are executing. Not sure why. I tried resetting, like connecting, disconnecting my data feed. And it's not doing anything. Oh, it showed, now it shows I'm in a position. How weird is this? No, I'm flying this. So it shows now it says I'm in a position. See, this is what I'm saying. Weird. I tried flying it and now it's not doing anything. What the hell? Yeah. I kicked flat and it didn't fill me. Yeah, it's definitely a rhythmic error. It seems like it at this point, only because like it's not filling. Look at it. I can't close this order. On the NQ. Let me see if I can at least add the attached orders. Okay. No, it's weird. I don't know, we'll see. I can't even modify my orders right now either. It's not letting me modify them. They keep coming back to where they were. See? And my stop loss, I can't modify it either. I don't even know if I'm in a trade or not. It's pretty fucked up. And walking the dog paid again? It sure did, dude. Nice work. I forgot about your trade. I don't know what to do, man. I can't close it. Can't open it. Or I can't modify anything. This has never happened to me. Can I modify it now? Nope. I can do it on Rhythmic, but I did that already and it didn't do anything. All I got was a cannot cancel orders. I don't know why on Rhythmic too. Let me see if I have on Rhythmic. Yeah, it says I have working orders. It says I have net position -4. What the fuck? I didn't feel 4. Yo, bro, what is going on? What is going on? Says I'm short 4. Okay, can I modify them? The Rhythmic says I'm short 4, but I can't change anything. I'm so confused, guys. This has never happened to me before. See, now it's just 6 lots, 4 lots. Now the orders are modifying and they're popping up all over the place. What the fuck? This is not good. I don't know what's going on. Look, I got filled there. How did I get filled there? Oh, Lord. This is not good, bro. What the heck? Now it says I have 2 short. I don't have 4 anymore. This is on Rhythmic, by the way. And it says I'm short. Now it says I'm long 2 on S&P. What the fuck, dude? Okay, there. It worked. Yeah, there we go. There you go. Okay, I was able to close it all. It's so... No, wait. What the hell? It says fill buy quantity, fill sell quantity, net position 0. Okay. It says 0, so I have 0 fill quantity. Still want to be sure, but I don't want... I'm not... Oh, this is going on. I'll leave it as is. I don't want to mess with this. Somehow I was long here. That makes no fucking sense because I was literally put a sell order here. I think I'm just gonna end it here. I don't want to mess with anything in case I regret it later. Yeah, I'm just gonna end the stream here. I'm having issues with Rhythmic. I don't want to fill anything in case I mess anything up. I'll be back tomorrow, guys. Thanks for tuning in. Hope you guys have a good rest of your day.